Class 1 Division 2 locations, such as garages where flammable materials are present, electrical installations require special attention to minimize the risk of ignition. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides guidelines for these hazardous environments. Concerning receptacles, the inspector's request to raise them above the 18-inch zone is not an NEC requirement. The NEC permits receptacles in Class 1, Division 2 areas to be installed at any height. However, mounting them at least 15 inches above the floor is a recommended best practice. This height minimizes the risk of arcing or sparking if they come into contact with water or other liquids that may be present on the floor. Now, concerning panelboards in Class 1 Division 2 areas, the NEC does not explicitly specify a minimum mounting height. However, the general consensus is to mount panelboards outside the 18-inch zone from the floor. This approach minimizes the risk of flammable vapors accumulating around the panelboard and potentially being ignited by electrical components. If it is unavoidable to mount the panelboards with any portion within the 18-inch zone, several precautions should be taken. Firstly, install a gasketed panel cover to create a tight seal around the panelboard enclosure. This helps prevent flammable vapors from entering the panelboard and coming into contact with energized components. Secondly, use explosion-proof components for the panelboard and its associated wiring. Explosion-proof equipment is designed to contain any internal sparks or explosions, preventing them from igniting the surrounding atmosphere. Thirdly, label the panelboard clearly as being located in a Class 1 Division 2 area. This serves as a warning to personnel working in the area and alerts them to the potential hazards. In addition to these measures, adhere to general guidelines for wiring Class 1 Division 2 areas. 1. Use only approved electrical equipment and materials that are specifically designed and rated for use in hazardous locations. 2. Seal all conduits and junction boxes to prevent flammable vapors from entering the electrical system. Sealing fittings and seal-offs create a barrier that restricts the movement of vapors. 3. Ensure adequate ventilation to dissipate any potential flammable vapors. Proper ventilation helps prevent the accumulation of hazardous concentrations of vapors. 4. Provide comprehensive training to employees on the hazards of working in a Class 1 Division 2 area. Training should cover the proper use of electrical equipment, safety procedures, and emergency response protocols. Regarding conduit sealing, install sealing fittings at appropriate locations in conduit runs to prevent a passage of gases, vapors, or flames through the conduit system. These sealing fittings are typically installed at the boundaries of classified areas and other strategic points. For grounding and bonding, ensure that all electrical equipment is properly grounded and bonded to minimize the risk of electrical shock and to provide a path for fault currents. Grounding and bonding should comply with the requirements of NEC Article 250. Regularly inspect and maintain the electrical system to ensure that all components are in good working order and that there are no signs of damage or deterioration. Inspection should be performed by qualified personnel. Wiring methods in Class 1 Division 2 locations must comply with NEC Article 501. 10. Permitted wiring methods include rigid metal conduit, intermediate metal conduit, electrical metallic tubing, or Type ELTC cable in accordance with 10b. Each of these wiring methods has specific requirements for installation and support. In Class 1 Division 2 locations, flexible cords can be used for portable equipment and appliances, provided they are of a type approved for hazardous locations and are used with suitable fittings and connectors. The use of intrinsically safe systems is another protection method in Class 1 Division 2 areas. Intrinsically safe systems are designed to limit the energy available in electrical circuits to a level that is below the ignition energy of the hazardous material present. Intrinsically safe systems can be used for instrumentation, control, and communication circuits. The NEC requires specific labeling and marking of equipment used in Class 1 Division 2 locations. Equipment must be marked with the class, division, and group for which it is approved, as well as other relevant information. These markings help ensure that the equipment is suitable for the intended application. Before working on electrical equipment in a Class 1 Division 2 location, de-energize the circuit and verify that it is de-energized using appropriate testing equipment. Follow lockout-tagout procedures to prevent accidental re-energization of the circuit. Use non-sparking tools when working on electrical equipment in Class 1 Division 2 areas. Sparking tools can ignite flammable vapors or gases, creating a hazardous situation. Regularly monitor the atmosphere in Class 1 Division 2 areas for the presence of flammable vapors or gases. Use gas detectors or other monitoring equipment to ensure that the concentration of hazardous materials remains below acceptable levels. Develop and implement an emergency response plan for Class 1 Division 2 locations. The plan should outline procedures for responding to fires, explosions, or other hazardous events. Ensure that employees are familiar with the plan and know how to respond in an emergency. The specific requirements for wiring Class 1 Division 2 areas can vary depending on local codes and regulations. Consult with the local code enforcement authority for guidance on specific requirements in your area. In addition to the NEC, other standards and guidelines may apply to electrical installations in Class 1 Division 2 areas. These may include standards from organizations such as the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, and the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, or IEE. Consider consulting with a qualified electrical engineer or other expert to ensure that the electrical installation in the Class 1 Division 2 area meets all applicable requirements. An experienced engineer can provide valuable guidance on design, installation, and maintenance of electrical systems in hazardous locations. Ensure that all electrical work in Class 1 Division 2 areas is performed by qualified and licensed electricians who have experience working in hazardous locations. Proper training and experience are essential for ensuring the safety and compliance of electrical installations in these environments. Maintain accurate records of all electrical work performed in Class 1 Division 2 areas, including documentation of equipment specifications, installation procedures, and inspection results. These records can be valuable for future maintenance and troubleshooting. Regularly review and update electrical safety procedures for Class 1 Division 2 areas to ensure that they remain effective and up to date with current codes and regulations. Safety procedures should be based on a thorough hazard assessment and should be communicated to all employees. Consider using additional safety measures such as grounding and bonding verification programs, infrared thermography inspections, and power quality monitoring to further enhance the safety and reliability of electrical systems in Class 1 Division 2 areas. Grounding and bonding verification programs help ensure that grounding and bonding systems are properly installed and maintained. Infrared thermography inspections can detect hot spots and other potential problems in electrical equipment. Power quality monitoring can identify voltage sags, surges, and other power disturbances that could damage electrical equipment or create a safety hazard. By following these guidelines and best practices, you can help ensure the safety and compliance of electrical installations in Class 1 Division 2 areas. Remember that safety should always be the top priority when working in hazardous locations. First, it is important to understand the definition of a Class 1 Division 2 location. According to the NEC, a Class 1 location is one where flammable gases or vapors are, or may be, present in the air in quantity sufficient to produce explosive or ignitable mixtures. A Division 2 location is one where flammable gases or vapors are handled, processed, or used, but are normally confined within closed containers or closed systems from which they can escape only in the event of accidental rupture or breakdown of such containers or systems, or in the event of abnormal operation of equipment. Second, the proper selection of electrical equipment is crucial in Class 1 Division 2 locations. All electrical equipment installed in these areas must be approved for use in hazardous locations and must be marked with the class, division, and group for which it is approved. Explosion-proof equipment is designed to contain any internal sparks or explosions, preventing them from igniting the surrounding atmosphere. Intrinsically safe equipment is designed to limit the energy available in electrical circuits to a level that is below the ignition energy of the hazardous material present. Third, wiring methods in Class 1 Division 2 locations must comply with NEC Article 501. 10. Permitted wiring methods include rigid metal conduit, intermediate metal conduit, electrical metallic tubing, or type PLTC cable in accordance with 10b. Each of these wiring methods has specific requirements for installation and support. Fourth, conduit sealing is an important aspect of electrical installations in Class 1 Division 2 locations. Sealing fittings should be installed at appropriate locations, and conduit runs to prevent the passage of gases, vapors, or flames through the conduit system. These sealing fittings are typically installed at the boundaries of classified areas and at other strategic points. Fifth, grounding and bonding are essential for safety in Class 1 Division 2 locations. Ensure that all electrical equipment is properly grounded and bonded to minimize the risk of electrical shock and to provide a path for fault currents. Grounding and bonding should comply with the requirements of NEC Article 250. 6. Regular inspection and maintenance are necessary to ensure the continued safety of electrical installations in Class 1 Division 2 locations. Inspect the electrical system to ensure that all components are in good working order and that there are no signs of damage or deterioration. Inspection should be performed by qualified personnel. 7th, training is crucial for employees who work in Class 1 Division 2 locations. Provide comprehensive training to employees on the hazards of working in these areas and the proper use of electrical equipment. Training should cover safety procedures and emergency response protocols. 8th, it is important to follow lockout-tagout procedures when working on electrical equipment in Class 1 Division 2 locations. De-energize the circuit and verify that it is de-energized using appropriate testing equipment before starting any work. Follow lockout-tagout procedures to prevent accidental re-energization of the circuit. 9th, use non-sparking tools when working on electrical equipment in Class 1 Division 2 areas. Sparking tools can ignite flammable vapors or gases, creating a hazardous situation. 10th, consider using additional safety measures to further enhance the safety of electrical systems in Class 1 Division 2 locations. These measures may include gas detection systems, ventilation systems, and emergency shutdown systems. It is essential to stay informed about the latest codes, standards, and best practices for electrical installations in Class 1 Division 2 locations. Attend training courses, read industry publications, and consult with qualified experts to stay up to date. Proper planning and design are critical for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems in Class 1 Division 2 locations. Consider all potential hazards and implement appropriate safety measures to mitigate the risks. Document all aspects of the electrical installation in Class 1 Division 2 areas, including equipment specifications, wiring diagrams, and inspection reports. This documentation can be valuable for future maintenance and troubleshooting. Regularly review and update the electrical safety program for Class 1 Division 2 locations to ensure that it remains effective and up to date. The safety program should be based on a thorough hazard assessment and should be communicated to all employees. Consider using technology to enhance the safety and efficiency of electrical inspections in Class 1 Division 2 locations. For example, drones equipped with infrared cameras can be used to inspect electrical equipment from a safe distance. Promote a culture of safety in the workplace by encouraging employees to report any potential hazards or safety concerns. Create a system for promptly addressing and resolving these concerns. Encourage employees to participate in safety training and to share their knowledge with others. Recognize and reward employees who demonstrate a commitment to safety. Lead by example by following all safety procedures and guidelines. Make safety a top priority in all aspects of the electrical installation and maintenance process. Remember that the safety of employees and the public depends on the proper design, installation, and maintenance of electrical systems in Class 1 Division 2 locations. The NEC serves as a foundational standard for electrical safety, and its guidelines for Class 1 Division 2 locations are designed to minimize the risk of explosions and fires. By adhering to the NEC and other relevant standards, electrical professionals can help create safer working environments. It is essential to consult the latest edition of the NEC and any applicable local codes or regulations to ensure compliance with all requirements. The NEC is updated every 3 years, and it is important to stay current with the latest changes. Local codes and regulations may have additional requirements that are not covered in the NEC. In some cases, insurance companies may also have specific requirements for electrical installations in hazardous locations. It is always best to consult with a qualified electrical inspector or engineer to ensure that the electrical installation meets all applicable requirements. In addition to the NEC, there are other resources available to help electrical professionals design and install safe electrical systems in Class 1 Division 2 locations. These resources include industry publications, training courses, and online forums. By taking advantage of these resources, electrical professionals can stay informed about the latest technologies and best practices for hazardous location electrical safety. The cost of electrical equipment and installations in Class 1 Division 2 locations can be higher than for non-hazardous locations due to the specialized requirements. However, the cost of a fire or explosion can be much higher, both in terms of financial losses and potential injuries or fatalities. Investing in proper electrical safety measures is a wise investment that can protect people and property. Electrical safety in Class 1 Division 2 locations is a shared responsibility. Electrical professionals, employers, and employees all have a role to play in ensuring that electrical systems are designed, installed, and maintained safely. By working together, we can create safer working environments for everyone. In the event of an electrical incident in a Class 1 Division 2 location, it is important to have a well-defined emergency response plan in place. The plan should include procedures for evacuating the area, shutting down equipment, and contacting emergency services. Regular drills should be conducted to ensure that employees are familiar with the plan and know how to respond in an emergency. After an electrical incident, a thorough investigation should be conducted to determine the cause of the incident and to identify any corrective actions that are needed to prevent similar incidents from occurring in the future. The results of the investigation should be shared with all employees. It is important to continuously improve electrical safety practices in Class 1 Division 2 locations. By learning from our experiences and by staying up to date with the latest technologies and best practices, we can make these environments safer for everyone. Remember that electrical safety is not just a matter of compliance with codes and regulations. It is a matter of protecting people's lives. Let's all commit to making electrical safety a top priority in Class 1 Division 2 locations.